Mexico. Want to hear a fun fact about Mexico? Let's do it. Credits go out to website farandwide.com and writer Max D. Nike. A fun fact about Mexico is, when it comes to this North American country, it has many different pyramids throughout the entire country that's created by the Mayans, and they're created by other ancient civilizations within Mesoamerica. That's what we call it. But within Mexico, there's a pyramid, I believe it's called the Pyramid of Cholula. And within the Pyramid of Cholula, its base is 4 times larger than what we know of the Pyramid of Giza over in Egypt. The Pyramid of Cholula its base of it is 4 times larger than that of Pyramid of Giza. And that's kind of crazy. And they said it's believed to be around 2,000 years ago that this pyramid was created by the Aztecs and the Mayans and all the other Amerindian tribes within Mesoamerica. And I find that quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie, that's incredible, because when you think about it, and this brings me back into how I've always seen and how I've already seen the Amerindians and the indigenous people of the Americas. I've always been quite impressed behind them because of how advanced they were. Not even just with, like, from a practical sense, not even just from like the tools that they use, but from a mindset. Their mindset was so advanced, they were ahead of their time. And when it comes to making pyramids and things of those sorts, it just goes to show just how advanced these guys really were. And they were doing this way back then, 2,000 years ago plus. When it comes to civilizations, when it comes to pyramids, when it comes to the scale of the pyramids and how it's 4 times larger than the Pyramid of Giza over in Egypt. I've always been impressed when it comes to the Amerindians of the Americas. And I've always had an admiration for them and just their practices and their disciplines and how they were able to keep their traditions intact, their tribal traditions and heritages intact. And even still to this day, like, they couldn't be any more further apparent in today's world. It's just that they have come across a way to make themselves a little bit more modernized, but still keeping their traditions and their practices intact. And just looking at it from the Amerindians around the Americas, and just looking at it from the indigenous people from all over the Americas, you got the Aztec, you got the Mayans, you got the Lenape, you got the Navajo, you got the Arawaks, you got the Dino, you got a lot, the Abenaki. You got so many different types scattered all throughout the Americas, but one thing that they all have in common is their ability to stay in tune with nature and allow nature to be their main vehicle in regards to progression. They don't really have to dive too much into technology. Some do, but only where it fits, because I think we're living in modern times, but they're not bent on using technology whatsoever. Their practices have pretty much heavily remained intact, even up until now in 2026, and nature is still always their #1 vehicle. And I admire that from all of them, all over the Americas. So that's just where I'm at with it. And you gotta give some shout outs to Mexico, the Amerindians all throughout the Americas, and also dominantly from Mexico, the Aztecs, and then down below, a little bit southern from Mexico, is the Mayans. But yeah, we're using this as a moment to show love to all of them, from no matter where they're at right now in the Americas, because you'll hear that from me when it comes to my respects and giving my regards to the Amerindians, and I'll never hesitate upon giving that. But yeah, this is Mr. Worldwide 2K, and I'll see y'all in the next one.